The ground sleeps, blanketed in snow. Veiled in a haze, there's a misty glow. All feels quiet, frozen in time. Embrace the silence, leave only footsteps behind.
Hello my friend, welcome to another adventure. Just out here doing some more snow testing with the van. Donut test complete. I don't usually eat these. They're really for when I get pulled over and the officer asks me that lovely question, "Ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over?" And I say, "Because you smelled some of these." Fair warning, the joke only works 50% of the time. I'm happy to report that the all-wheel drive Mercedes is so far and still doing a great job in deeper snow. Granted, this is about 8 to 12 inches of snow. I haven't done 2 to 3 feet of snow. Really, I don't see any reason why you would be driving in 2 to 3 feet of snow unless you're trying to get into some trouble. And I haven't had to do anything. There's no modifications to this van other than upgraded tires. You actually have to take off traction control to have any fun at all. I put it to the Hannah test, the donut test, and now the fresh snow test. So hats off to you, Mercedes, for improving this system. I know that 4x4 system, everybody loved it, but really the power distribution was not ideal on it. I may push the boundaries a little bit further, but so far, so good. Another large winter system is moving through the West Coast. 2 to 4 feet of snow is said to be dropping in the next 2 to 3 days. We've already gotten about 8 to 12 inches. Let's see what I can get into. She's out here laying tracks. Fresh tracks. Fresh lines for days and free refills. Let's go!
The air is cold and the wind is light. It's 27 degrees out with 8 inches of fresh snow overnight. All of my focus is here. My head feels clear. It's all consuming with no sense of time. A temporal experience that you understand without feeling. No interrupting, no questioning, just believing. Flow state.
Gonna have to say that was my favorite run of the season so far because it's a midweek day. They closed the pass so nobody could get here, and I got a clean track almost all the way down. Ka-chow! What you gonna do about that? Yeah, I had my coffee this morning, can you tell? Now this looks like a lake with some monster fish in it. Can't wait to return in the spring. Check out the view in the meantime. It's beautiful out. If I had to guess, I bet there's a bunch of brown trout and rainbow trout, and they're already calling my name for springtime. I've been practicing my fishing skills. You just wait. Turkey, 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 turkey's lost. What's up, bro? Thanksgiving's over. What do you do when 3 turkeys cross the road? You get your crossbow out. It's not working. I couldn't help but walk through one of my favorite forests before I head further south. Let's go.
Shinrin-yoku, meaning forest bathing, is the simple act of immersing yourself in the sensory experience of nature. Spending time in the forest being calm and quiet amongst the trees. It's here I find a sense of peace, and it's gained much popularity over the past couple of years. Whether you feel constantly stressed or surrounded by urbanized infrastructure, forest bathing is a wonderful way of decompressing.
There's just something about this place. Every time I come back, it has the best feelings. I can't be sad. I can never be down. I just smile in here because it's so green and beautiful and all the trees are covered in moss. Don't fall over the edge! It's a long way down. And just when you think you've seen the most beautiful thing of them all, you see this. One of my favorite waterfalls of all. Absolutely spectacular. Welcome inside the van. I know it's been a minute since I've given you an update in here, and I wanted to ring in with you and let you know that so far I'm still loving it. It's nice and cozy and warm. I have had no issues. I do have some things that I want to do to it still, including a possible table for cooking that goes east to west, so I can actually cook here and face you, because right now the cooking space is right here, which is awesome if you're not filming yourself. It just comes in handy when you're vlogging. Secondly, I'd like to install a hot water heater. It may go on the outside of the van. If you have any that you suggest, please let me know. Third, I need a snowboard storage box to start, because right now I have it under the bed and it brings a lot of snow and moisture in here, and I'd like to store it on the outside of the van. Lastly, bed. It's a huge bed, which is amazing. There's enough room for me and 3 dogs, but I don't have 3 dogs yet. I'd like to make it more like a double-sized bed so I don't have to telescope it down and pull it out. I'd still have a little bit more room here walkway wise, and then the bed would still be sufficiently large for one person. Other than that, as you can see, I got window covers. I have one on each of the side windows. I have 2 in the back. There is one that goes over the fan, but I haven't quite installed it yet. There's one for this main window. I also have ones for the front windows, and I have one for this. Now, this was not a window in my van, and it was actually just metal, and I added some of this.
I think it's called sound mat.
And then I just added this window cover right here, and it's added a lot of insulation, and it looks more pleasant too. At night I have plenty of privacy. It stays nice and cozy, and I actually chose this lighter gray color over a darker gray color because I think it keeps it nice and bright in here. I've also been using one of my EcoFlow power stations in the front of the van for additional power. The Yeti 3000 has been fine. It's done well. I'm really glad I didn't go with the 1500. I think I could have gone up to the 6000 and not regretted it, but that's okay because I have power stations galore thanks to EcoFlow, so I just used 2 of them. The diesel heater's just blowing nice and strong. It keeps it so toasty and warm in here. So far, my opinion on types of heaters or furnaces. So if you watch my truck camping videos, you know that I've had propane in the truck camper since day 1. I've never used anything but propane. In the van, I have a diesel heater, and it's been a completely different experience. So far, it keeps it really nice and warm. It's nice that I don't have to go get my propane tank filled. Secondly, I love that it's a lot drier, or at least in my opinion, it seems drier. The propane heat is great, but I have a lot of condensation in the morning that I have to wipe off the sides of the camper. But with the diesel heater, there's much less condensation. There's a little bit on the windows, but it's nothing compared to how much condensation
station I'm wiping down in the truck camper. So if I had to compare propane heater to diesel heater, right now, diesel heater's winning. Other than that, everything's great. Let's make some food. I gotta put on my Hannah cam. Look how silly I look with this thing on my head. Okay, first things first. Let's start. Spoon out. Let that heat up. Oh, it's already hot. It's crazy how fast these are. Oil. Add some steak. We're gonna. I used about 5 ounces of shaved steak and then some white onions, and I'm just sauteing them up. Gonna open the window a little bit. Add a little bit of steak seasoning. Probably should have added that earlier. Thick cut cheddar on top. And then we're gonna take tortilla. We're gonna flop it on top. Melt the cheese. Okay, let's see if I can flip it. That worked pretty well. I lost 1 onion, that's not bad. So now we're just gonna let that cook for another 1 to 2 minutes. We're gonna check the bottom, it looks good. This guy right here. This is the before. We're gonna add some pico, sour cream. Why does it always look better on the commercials? Roll her up. It's gonna be a little messy. Oh yeah. Looking great. You see that steam? Going in for the taste test. We've got, can you see this deliciousness? Some shaved steak, grilled onions, some pico, cheese, and sour cream. I love when the cheese stretches. Do you see that perfectly? Well, it's a little toasted on this side. This side's perfect. If I toasted it anymore, I don't know if I could roll it up. So good. This might be one of my favorite tortilla hacks. I could have added some hot sauce though, and that would have just sealed the deal. I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to enjoy my 5-star meal with a view, clean up, and prepare for my next adventure. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you next week.